childhood is that period during which we get screwed up so that when we're adults, we can, if we choose to, get unscrewed up.
You said that you look at symptoms as states. I like that because, a lot of these things, and I'm going to ask you to walk us through some to help people understand. The states can be like somebody's overweight. That's a state. It's a symptom, but it might have a cause that is very, very different. And what I'd like you to do, Todd, is take a couple of examples of people you've treated successfully in the past with hypnosis, because my guess is they tried a lot of other stuff first. Please.
I do want to say before I get into a few examples, and jump in anytime you want, Jim, but the adverse childhood experiences, the ACE studies they've done where they look at, what's included in that is everything from neglect to physical, sexual, verbal abuse to being at home, growing up with domestic violence, substance abuse, even divorce in some cases, and other very or mental illness with a parent. So these things, based on various studies, have affected probably, I read 55 to 65% of people, depending on the study, have had some adverse childhood experience, and some portion of those have had 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Then when you add into that adult onset, or I should say adult life traumatic experiences, we're looking at the vast majority of people who have had emotionally upsetting experiences, and most people, by no fault of their own, do not process that experience fully and effectively, and as a result, it leaves residual baggage, which over time causes emotional and behavioral problems. And when those emotional and behavioral problems are persistent, you have hormonal imbalances, stress hormones, sex hormones, all these things can be imbalanced due to certain emotional and behavioral tendencies, plus weight gain, plus weakened immune system, and so on. And then that leads to chronic and degenerative illnesses, not to mention any number of other social problems. And as long as we are committed to just medication, or as helpful as it is for some people, just talking about it in talk therapy at a rational level, then we're not really solving the cause. And the cause is not, solved by preventing kids from being in upsetting environments growing up, because that's inevitable. That's part of life. The cause is what the person is thinking every day that predisposes them to emotionally and behaviorally reacting. So everyone, no matter where they are in life, has the potential to unlearn these disempowering, very often disabling and debilitating mental programs. And once that happens, then you're basically pulling the weed out by the roots, and everything that comes from that root, which is the thought process, and everything that comes from it emotionally and behaviorally, goes away. And then you have a real shot at resolving that state, whether it's financial dependency or codependency, relationship sabotage, obesity, addiction, chronic grief or depression, and so on.